Oh, with that make it?
So 6-6, we've got a mix of 6-6 and 6-5 quizzes out there. So 6-6 quizzes, if for one you have anything about coordinate, I'll take it. Full name would be either coordinate covalent bond or coordinate bond. Two, best answer would be unshared pair of electrons, but if you have unshared pair, I'll take it. If you have non-bonding pair, I'll take it. If you have lone pair, I'll take it. Those are all synonyms for that. And let me draw that while we're on that topic before I get on to other stuff. So if I wanted to draw you a picture of the bonding going on to form NH3, how many electrons does N have?
Don't know.
How would you know?
Periodic
Periodic table, what would give it to you?
Roman
Roman numerals. Somebody grab it. It's 5. So we go 5 dots for 5 electrons. You spread them around as evenly as you can. Hydrogen. What's hydrogen have? 1. But this is telling me that atoms of hydrogen I'm about to draw in this diagram, I'm going to draw 3 of them. And based on how I did these dots, I'd go one of them on the right, and it could bring its 1 electron. One of them
On the bottom.
on the bottom,
and one on the top.
and one,
On the bottom.
so one on the bottom brings its 1. I would do one on the left, and it would bring its 1. And then from every hydrogen's point of view, it has 2. From nitrogen's point of view, it has 8. So back to the definition, covalent bonds are, that's the wrong quiz, coordinate bonds are not able to describe yet. We'll get that in a second, but I can tell you an unshared pair. Where's the unshared pair? The 2 at the top, because they're not sharing with anyone. So that's called an unshared pair. The other sides were sharing. Question about unshared pair, what that is referencing. If I upgrade this to NH4 with a plus, what's the plus mean has happened?
It lost.
It lost an electron. So I'm bringing in this 4th hydrogen, and if that 4th hydrogen has lost an electron, it actually has none. So this hydrogen that brings no electrons to the table would jump in on the top. And NH4 plus, that would be an example of a compound formed that's a coordinate covalent bond, where this is both supplied by the same, says both supplied by the same atom. So one element supplied both electrons of the pair. So nitrogen supplied both, and that hydrogen positive ion that gave away its electron, it just kind of hops on. That was not a super involved section. That was kind of like a day to just read and catch our breath, because there isn't really much to do there, and there's no homework coming out of that. But coordinate bond is you have one atom given both electrons, unshared pair. We already covered that. That's what the reading was about. Question about those? If you want to do something that you can now do, you could do 1R and 2D, but that hardly seems worthwhile. I will encourage you, file away NH4 plus. Coming up in future days, maybe the next time even, I don't know, we start to work on another round of things we have to memorize. And I think this is the only positive one in the list is NH4 with a plus. So if you want to stash that away, NH4 plus is going to need to be your friend soon. Stash that. 6-6 quiz, continuing on. Chemical bond makes both people's quizzes, whether you're old or new. So if you're a new one, we're on 3. If you're on an old one, we're down to 9. It's an attractive force, holds atoms together. Old quiz said ionic and covalent. The next quiz up, we need to say ionic is for transferring electrons. Covalent is for sharing electrons, so that 2-pointer turned into a 4-pointer. Then talking to people with 6 5s, we have a series that's going to go valence electrons, 8, helium, lose, gain, share, energy, involved with removing an electron, energy with an atom gaining an electron, and then we reunite the group. Today's group, 6-6, we're on number 8. The old quiz, we're on number 20. So we go cation first, cation second. Roman numeral is half a point. Left is positive, right is negative, is the other half. 0, 0. Ionic charge finishes the front of the old one. Anybody have questions up through 13 on the new one? Okay. For the back of the old one, continuing on the new one on 14, it's the sum of the oxidation numbers of the atoms. It's positive, it's electronegative, it's +1, it's -2, and a small timeout on the next quiz. Today's 8 through 18 are gone. So everything from anion down to this -2, it's time for them to get the heave-ho out of here. Then 19 or 33, depending on your paper, is properties. 32 got ditched into today's from yesterday. That was electron transfers. It didn't get ditched, it got reshuffled to the other section. Properties fills in a blank. Protons and electrons in an ion is next. Radius is next. Energy is next. Formula units, no. High melting points, and I think yesterday I was just taking conduct electricity. And today I'd be a half on that. Conduct electricity as a liquid or in a solution.
What was 31 and 32?
31 yesterday, I skipped that one. It's a force of attraction between ions of opposite charge that holds them together. And I remember saying that's a probable half point kind of zone, because that's a lot of words. Force of attraction's in there, ions of opposite charges in there, holding them together's in there. That's a lot of stuff. Question up through the conduct electricity question, either 26 or 40, depending on your paper.
What was 21 to
21 is radius, then energy, then formula unit on the new one.
What was 31 again on the old
31 on old is force of attraction between ions of opposite charge that holds them together. Today we shrank that down to just saying they transfer electrons. Like 32 kind of stayed, and 31 we
Did you
fixed.
say 1 through 8 on the...
I did not get there yet, no. Okay, so new quiz 27 matches old quiz 1 to some degree, but let me do new quiz 27 first. It's 27's unequal sharing of electrons, 28's equal sharing of electrons, 29's a molecule that has 2 atoms, 30 is a list of 7. If they get at least 4 of them, I'd give them a half point. It's I, O, N, H, F, Cl, and Br. 31 is from 0.7 to 4. And then the follow-up question there is that they're not having a strong attraction to electrons. Smaller, this Greek letter with a minus in the first blank, and then that Greek letter with a plus for the second blank. And then I'll pause people doing a Today quiz question on 6-6. Okay, the 6-5 grade, these are like reverse of what they just had, but covalent bonds was 1. 2 and 3, there's a lot of sentences. Were there sentences there, or is that empty space?
Like,
Are you looking at a sentence or an empty space on 2 and 3 grading?
I have a sentence.
What's that?
I have
Like,
a sentence.
are
Okay,
you-
read me your sentence.
Share electrons between atoms.
No.
when covalent bonds form, energy is released.
No. Wait. Yes, that was one.
Positive nuclei attract 2 electrons to
No.
produce. Okay.
4 is diatomic molecule, 5 is bond length, 6 is electronegativity, 7 is Coulomb's law, 8 is a polar bond, and I would check the video that explains that stuff before you would try to take a 6. There was a little bit of homeworky stuff that grew out of that. Question scoring a 6.5. Six six. You have a
Yeah.
question?
For 34 and 35,
Yep.
if they wrote like drew like a uppercase delta with the right signs, like the
triangle?
triangle delta, not the
Um,
letter E.
I'll go half.
I'm not doing the math.
Question else? Scoring 66 or 6.5? Next quiz up, I can't even say what the section is, but you need to read the section after 6.6. Okay. When you go to read the section after 6.6, there's 7 points. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Looks like there's 6 in the margin there. So there's should be 6 fairly obvious ones at least. And then here's the other question. The other question is, at some point you'll get 3 guidelines, and I'll ask you to tell me one of the 3 guidelines. So when you get to the group that's numbered like 1, 2, 3, be ready to have one of those, and that's the one we're hunting for. Compared to 6.6, I'm keeping 3, I'm keeping 4 through 7. From 19 down, I'm keeping all of that stuff. In terms of the newest ones, 1 stays the same as a fill-in. 2's going to go backward. What's an unshared pair? Just say it's a pair of electrons on one of the atoms. Grand total on that works out to be 31 because I cut off more stuff than we added, because I cut 8 to 18, and we only replaced that with 7 new points from this. Again, no homework. You could do a 1R, you could do a 2D, but there's not much there. Get ready to do lots and lots of drawings that have dots in them. So yesterday into today, I've been on my board with my dots and my colored chalk and whatnot. Get ready for that, because we're going to be bringing that in a pretty large way to your life soon. Question about anything there? Wrapping up our week. Shut down the video.